Hello, this is Techspot.
Hey guys, welcome to Techspot, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on, well, not a tutorial, a review on this software. I think it's called HirensBootCd. I think that's how I would pronounce it. So this is the version 15.2, the latest version so far, today on the 2nd of June 2015. So this is basically the downloadable file. It's a free software to download from the link in the description. It's basically 594 megabytes. It's I've got Power ISO on my PC. So right here, as you can see, that's Power ISO. This allows you to extract, write various different ISO files, which are containments of, it could be softwares or operating systems tend to be in ISO files, so that you can then use softwares like Power ISO to basically turn those into a disk runnable or bootable item. So this can be run on a disk, and when you put it into a disk, it'll give you two options. So you can put it onto your standard CD now, so you don't need a DVD. That should be available CD usage. With most files, there is also a software called Windows Disk Image Burner. So if you don't have any softwares installed like WinRAR, Archiver, and Power ISO, this disk image will be the default software to open it with, and that will basically give you the capabilities to sync it to a disk. As you can see here, select your disk drive, press burn with your clear disk. Really easy. One thing that's not so, there's a downside to putting it on a disk. One disk optical drives are very loud in most computers, and as well, nope. So once you come up with that with the disk, if you want to reuse the disk, unfortunately it puts a write protection on it. There is probably no software that I know of so far that can actually remove it, but I'm looking for one because I've got a bunch of disks that I want to reuse without having to buy more. But here's the HirensBootCd, so let's get into it. So two ways to use it. One is in the older DOS version from the startup. So basically, when you start up your computer, I'll show you a little preview in the corner. Basically, when you start up your computer, you press your default key to enable a list of items to run from. Then you will choose your optical drive, and then this will enable you to load into HirensBootCd, give you options to reset passwords, use different disk wiping softwares, so you don't have to boot into your operating system if there's something wrong with it, like your boot manager is missing and you don't know where the original disk is, and you just want to get your computer working. Oh god. So yeah, that's basically what you can choose to do. So here is the boot CD. So when I'm also inside it with this boot CD, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it up I'm going to extract it to my desktop right here. Now this is an amazing software. It allows you to, it pieces together all these different programs that you can use for hacking, security software, antivirus, and then puts it all into one. So as you can see here, it's actually just extracted it all onto my desktop. But basically, you want to run this HBCD or HirensBootCd menu, give it administrator permission, and then it'll boot into this thing, which is basically the HirensBootCd in operating system usage software. So programs is basically the only thing you can do for it, and it gives you this. Now let's say that you want to, I don't know, I want to start finding out how to, let's say, we're going to use that software that we said we were going to use in my last video. It's called Specky. It's under System Information. You hit on it, and then you click it, and then it comes up with this. This is basically giving me the things of my laptop that I have right here. So it's Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit Service Pack 1. I'm going to upgrade that service pack. i5 core, 6GB of dual channel DDR3 RAM, Acer Aspire, it's a nice CPU I guess, and nice motherboard. Pretty good graphics for this laptop and the time that it was from. And then I've got an SSD that I put in there, and then my Blu-ray drive, my high definition audio device. Now it gives you software details about your IP. I'm sorry guys, I have to blank this all out for you because it could lead you to finding out what I do in my spare time. So there's the peripherals showing you all my keyboard and mouse, my optical drives, my audio, like your hard drive. But let's say I want to like replace my RAM. So if I'm looking to get more RAM, what I can do is you can find this, and then you can save snapshot or save it as a TXT file. Then you can save that on your desktop for save, and then here it is. So then you can bring this to any of like you can print that out and then bring it to any of your like a computer technician or IT guy, who can then find you exactly the right RAM without having to do anything else to your computer, like opening it up. I love this one as well because it shows you the temperature of my motherboard and of my CPU and of my graphics card and my hard drive. Now some of them are quite hot. That's actually quite hot. Oh, I know why. Yeah, so the operating system, oh god. So the operating system's here, all the information. Now I'm going to block out a few of these things as well, but as you might be able to see here, is it was installed not that long ago. I just got my new hard drive, so that's why I don't have service pack, because I just installed straight from the disk again. Yeah, so that is specky. Now you got other stuff here like passwords and keys. You can go into product keys and use this software called ProduKey. I'm going to go into it right now. This will all be blocked out by product key and everything beyond the name of the product. So basically here though, it does have my product key right here, and then my installation folder, service pack, computer name, and the modified time. But so product keys, that's if you want to, let's say you want to reinstall your operating system and you don't know where your operating system is, but you don't know where your disk is, which has your product key on it, but you did put it onto a USB because you installed it on a newer computer, and then when you copied all the files onto a USB, you then lost your disk but still know where the USB flash drive is. That could then you could boot onto that and install again with that product key, and it would work exactly the same. So that's a pretty good thing to do as well. I do recommend you guys going onto USB, doing if you're installing another. Sorry guys, I don't know what this is. I will be back with you in a second. Okay, that was just a color scheme problem, but so yeah, so that can basically allow you to reboot, but I definitely recommend booting from USBs now. There's free softwares that are available all over the internet. Next video will be a USB operating system tool. Sorry, my phone. So that's good. That should be pretty good to show you guys how to just boot from a USB flash drive. And this will be a Linux supported video as well. For this is Linux supported. For also computers like, let's say you got Windows XP. Windows XP does not have partitioning tools like Windows 7 and like Windows 8, and Windows Vista has some, but it is very limited. So if you're using Windows XP or lower or Windows Vista and you have troubles, or troubles on anything, you can just go to here and use, I recommend out of all these, Partition Wizard Home Edition. Now, I have to admit it is not as good as the Windows partition tool. So if you don't just use that software, try it out to get to partitioning tools. Basically Windows Vista 7 and 8. Find your computer section, right click on here, go to Manage with Administrator Permissions, load into this section here in Computer Management, hit Disk Management under the Storage tab, which should already be unclicked, and then you'll find your disks in your computer. If you have multiple USB flash drives, portable hard drives, they will come up here, but basically to partition, you right click and hit Shrink Volume. Then go through the prompts and you will have your View Partitions section of your hard drive. Basically the same deal with partition. Now I recommend using this because HirensBootCd has paid for a testimonial, has paid for all of the copies of this partition software. So this actually does cost you about $10, but they do pay a ginormous amount of money to get that. So guys, please give these guys support. HirensBootCd, give them support. Another thing that comes with it is editors and viewers, Notepad++. This is a software basically used for coding languages. So you can start coding in this software, like batch software. You can start coding, and let's just say you write some simple batch. Then see those blue parts? They are all representing. They are all showing representation of batch that I have selected that software. But if I go to like Java, if I go to Java, there's nothing there. It doesn't come up because it is not. But batch, and then these two don't come up because they are not actually part of the code. They're just things that you can insert there yourself, and that shows an ultra command. So yeah, that's basically that. But you can save them as a TXT file and then open them up inside of Notepad if you don't have HirensBootCd on you, and then you can open them up in Notepad++ again next time you have that available. There's registry things, which is one of their main parts. They built this for registry fixes, hard drive fixing. There's like remote control. It even comes with TeamViewer. That is a software that allows you to stream two computers' desktops via the internet with special IP codes created uniquely and privately with password activity for your computer. That basically allows you to, if you wanted to, fix someone else's computer over the internet without having to physically be at the house or be holding the mouse. This is a great software. You can use it for if you've got other things on another computer. You can even enable drop and dragging so that you can take a file on your desktop, drag it into the window, and it'll drop into their desktop or the place you've chosen to put it. You got tweakers as well. Antivirus, backups. Now one of the coolest things is that you can run Mini XP, which is a version of Windows XP that is sort of like just for partitioning, well not partitioning, but fixing your computer. So that might be something that is really small that back then you might have held on when it was like Windows XP time, when you had a USB flash drive, you might have held this on your USB flash drive. So I've got a few flash drives from back then, so USBs, but from back then, that are very small. So that would have been something that was good to run off a USB flash drive, and it does have capabilities to run directly from the USB, not just from an installation prompt. It actually does run a live CD. So that is a good feature of this, and that all comes in the 594 megabits or megabytes of space. So that's why I love this software. It is awesome. I mean, it's amazing. It's even got scientific calculators that allows you to do all these things, weird things with it. So that's basically HirensBootCd. Hey guys, so thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two about HirensBootCd and you want to know more. Just go into the link in the description. We've got the entire website from HirensBootCd. Please support them. I mean, it's an amazing thing that they've compiled together with no cost on the product, no cost at all. So they have to pay money and royalties for the softwares that they use on that, for most of them or some of them. So you guys, please just donate something. It would really help them out. So please like, favorite, rate, subscribe, thumbs up, everything that you can do. And I hope you enjoyed this video. That was Techspot.